everybody. My name is Elena Pinto, and I will be your host this morning at the 18th Annual Cooking for Scholarships competition at Paul Smith's College. Now, just through these doors in a half an hour, your family members will be taking their tests. It's the first part of the competition. I believe there are 30 students participating today, and just in a little bit, they will be heading over into the culinary rooms to cook or to bake or to sculpt their cake, rather, and it's going to be a killer competition. So I will be taking you around all morning. We'll be meeting some past students that have competed in the competition, some of the chefs that will be administrating all of the stuff today, maybe some current students too that are really helping out. I think there are some here now that are getting ready. What's your name?
I'm Justin.
Justin, did you compete in this competition last year?
2 years ago.
Did you win?
I took third.
You took third place. Okay, so what do you think the students are feeling now? They're not here yet. They might be a little nervous coming their way here, right?
Oh, yeah. Very. It's very stressful. Coming into this, I think the biggest thing is just knowing what you plan and time management, sticking to your original plan and not deviating from it, because it's a lot of pressure here. It's for your scholarship to come here. It was a lot of fun, but it was also very stressful for me.
Well, you got third place, so congratulations. Students still aren't here yet, but we are in one of the baking rooms where they will be either baking cookies, icing a cake, and they have to choose between creating a pear or apple dish. So tough selection. I don't know. I think I would probably go with the pears because that's maybe a little bit more exotic, but we have one of the chefs who seems like he's getting ready. Don't walk away. Come join me. Come join me. I found you. Okay, so you are a judge, too, for this competition.
Yes.
What's your name?
Kader Temkit, I'm a chef instructor here.
He's a chef here. So this is who the students have to impress, one of them. What sort of things are you looking for the students?
Detail, then if they, detail on the decoration, first of all, how they walk nice and clean. Their body language, they stand up very nice like a chefs. And after on their work on the cake decoration, and of course, how they're going to approach when they're going to cook their pear or their apple. They're going to put some spice, or they're going to add something extra, or something to try to impress us.
So maybe taking some chances.
Yes, look outside the box.
Mm-hmm. Look outside of the box. And we have to pay attention to the details.
And if they try their food, when they cook, if they test their food, are we looking for this? Okay. So sometimes people cook and that's it. But
they don't even try it?
Some people don't, but some, they're here and they test. I would like to see the spark in the eyes, they love her, they enjoy her. So we can see, they like what they do, they love what they do.
So we are at the 18th Annual Cooking for Scholarships competition at Paul Smith's College. I am joined by 3 past competitors right now that will be helping the students competing today. So why don't we start over here? What is your name?
I'm Janelle.
Janelle, so when did you compete?
Last year.
And what was it like going through this process?
It was nerve-wracking. Mm-hmm. Yep, a lot going on.
What did you learn from it, though?
I learned to relax a little more in the kitchen, so it helped. And I learned about people and how they work, and it helps. Good.
I'm glad. So it's a learning experience, too, but also you can win a little bit of money doing this, so it's a double whammy there. What are some of your aspirations for when you graduate?
Hopefully start working in a bakery, and hopefully eventually I'll have my own.
You will. I know you will one day. Well, good luck to you, Janelle. I'm going to turn it over here, and we're going to talk to these 2 lovely ladies. So you also participated.
Yes.
What's your name?
Lindsay.
Lindsay, and when did you compete?
Last year.
What was it like for you?
It was really nervous. I wasn't expecting as many competitors. But as soon as I got in the kitchen, I knew what I was doing. So
good. Smooth sailing from there.
Yeah.
What do you want to do when you graduate?
Open my own bakery up in St. Lawrence County.
Uh-oh, you guys might have some competition going on. Both want to open your own bakeries. No, you'll be fine. And what about you? What's your name?
Hannah. Last year, it was my first time actually in a kitchen like this, so my nerves were all over the place. So once I got in here and realized it wasn't as bad, it was just a kitchen double the size of my kitchen at home, I let my nerves just go away, and I calmed down quite a bit, and I just let it take over. I knew what I was doing and went from there.
So it sort of eases as you go into it. You sort of get in your zone.
Yep.
Good, good. And what do you want to do when you graduate?
I'm not really sure. Next year, I'm picking up a double major for hospitality. So I'm either going to open a bed and breakfast or I might go towards the signs of a bakery. I'm not 100% sure yet.
All right, well, you have two women that want to open their bakeries too, so you guys might all be in a competition. Or you could open one together. How about that too? One of those things too. All right, well, thank you guys so much. They'll be helping out today so far, but we are looking forward to showcasing your family members too. Right now, they'll be taking their test. I believe they've already started, and then after they complete their test, they'll be coming down here to either bake or they'll be making an entree upstairs. So we'll be taking you into some of the other rooms coming up, so you'll have to stay with us. If you have any questions, if you bring a pencil lead, let me know. Pinto here at the 18th Annual Cooking for Scholarships competition at Paul Smith's College. It looks like we already have 3 students cooking away or preparing. I should say they're not cooking quite yet, but it looks like they're working on their cuts. Now they have to do a couple of different cuts to pass the test. Look, they already took their written test. They seem like they are working hard in this area over here. We have the carrots and potatoes, which is what they'll be cutting. We have the garbage bucket, the trusty garbage bucket. You got to keep a clean station. Absolutely. I won't bother the students just yet, your family members, because they are working quite hard. But maybe, I don't know if one of the chefs would love to come talk to me. I know I talked to Chef Fonda earlier. She was actually a student here once herself, and now she instructs. So you were a student. When were you? Well, you don't have to tell me, but you've been helping out with the competition.
You want to date me, don't you?
I do. But you've been helping out with the competition for
the last 5 years.
And what is it like?
Oh, it's really exciting. I love to see these students come in and create all these different dishes. And then most of the times, I see most of them back next fall when they come to Paul Smith's, which is great.
And you were a student at Paul Smith's. What was your experience like?
I really enjoyed the school. That's one of the reasons I came back here, because I really love the area and I love the school itself. So, and I love teaching.
And after you graduated, though, what did you do?
I actually opened my own restaurant for a while. But one of my passions was to always come back and teach, and there came an opening for the school, so I decided it was time for me to come back and give it a go. So, and I really enjoy it. I work with a lot of the freshmen, which will be a lot of these students that'll come in next fall, and it's a lot of fun.
What do you think the experience is like for freshmen at Paul Smith's?
It's a little tough in the beginning to get acclimated to a college life, but after they do, they start making friends, and I think they really have a good time here because there's so much to do. The area is beautiful. There's so much outdoor stuff to do if you're really an outdoors person. So, and we have a lot of other activities that go on in the school as well, so it keeps them busy.
Yeah, absolutely. So I love it that you made a full circle. You're back here instructing. Is there anything that you're looking for today? I don't know if you can say it out loud. You probably have to keep it hush, but anything you can?
We just look for some really nice cuts and some nice, simple, not really complicated food, but nice, simple food, nice plating, nice presentation.
All right, well, thank you, Chef, so much. We'll be exploring some of the other rooms. It looks like she has to keep an eye on the students here to see if they're doing everything properly. You'll have to stay with us. We'll be showcasing more of the students in just a bit. We are in the pastry room, and I'm with pastry chef over here. He's feeding me chocolate. Thank you so much. I haven't tried this yet. Is it good? What do I have to expect?
Oh, yes. It's dark chocolate with a caramel flavor.
It's Dutch chocolate with a caramel flavor. I'm about to die right now. Students aren't in here yet. They're still taking their test, but there were a couple upstairs working hard already. I'm assuming they just trickle in as they go. Were you a student? Did you compete last year in the competition?
I competed 2 years ago.
Did you win?
I got 4th place, so I won the pastry kit.
That's 4th place? Absolutely awesome. What are your aspirations when you graduate? What do you want to do?
Eventually I want to have my own bakery, but that's not for several years still.
Why not? Why can't you do it right after you graduate?
Oh, it's very hard to start up a business right away. You have to work a couple different places before you can have enough experience to run your own place.
And it all is starting here for you at Paul Smith's, at the competition, really. After you competed, did it kind of die down with the stress level? I'm assuming this is pretty stressful, right?
Yeah, the competition was stressful. Ours was a lot smaller. There was 8 of us. We were all in this room. Most of us are still here.
Students, it looks like they just came in right now, starting to take. Can we swing it around? Can we take a look over on the side and see what's going to go on?
Ladies and gentlemen, coats, belongings can go on the coat hook over here in the back. And I want to introduce you to Chef Temke and your workers who are working with you today, okay?
You know, they'll be working hard in here all morning creating an entree to impress the judges well and hopefully win the scholarship money. Now, I recently just spoke with Chef Longley. I don't know if she wants to come join me right now. She was telling me about some of the other different, maybe non-traditional jobs that a culinary student can get after graduation. So why don't we go ahead and pick up where we left off? What are some of the jobs that your students have had after graduation?
Well, there's any number of things. You know, if you just limit your thinking to restaurants, then that's a very small spectrum of the food service industry. When you think about it, everywhere there's food and there's people that need food to be prepared. So some students have a very entrepreneurial spirit. They want to be private chefs or personal chefs, and that's they start catering companies and things like this, or they work privately for an individual. That would be a private chef. It all depends on the personalities. Not everybody's cut out to do restaurant work. Sometimes it's very stressful. It's usually very unsociable hours, and it's not suited to everybody. So there are lots of other things out there. Nursing facilities. Now all the baby boomers are retiring, and the baby boomers have different palates than their parents did. They don't want everything pureed in the blender. They want nice food. They want high quality, restaurant quality food, and that requires skilled chefs to prepare it. So you could still have a very high quality lifestyle without having to slug away on a restaurant line night after night and miss all those valuable times with your families.
Something like you did too. You worked in food science after?
I was in research and development. Yes, I have food science in my background, and so I went into research and development, and I was developing products for a company. Everything that you see on the grocery store shelf had to come out of somebody's brain somewhere. And so, you know, you start thinking about, what do I want to eat and why isn't it available in the supermarket? And then you start putting together prototypes of what that could be. And that's how food in grocery shelves gets developed.
So a lot of different options for students after graduation. They don't necessarily have to be a chef in a restaurant, but great experience to start maybe in a restaurant too.
It's great experience. It really gives you an understanding of the business of food and also the discipline that's required in the food business. I mean, it really is a very disciplined profession. You have to have your head on straight, and you have to be willing to get up and do whatever needs to be done. And certainly you get some of that in culinary school, but you certainly get it working in a restaurant.
Absolutely. And the kids here, do you think they have their heads on straight right now? Do you think they're ready for the competition?
I think they're doing great. They're all very focused. They're very quiet, which is not very usual in one of our culinary kitchens. There's usually lots of chatter, but that shows me that they're all thinking very hard and focusing.
We are in one of the pastry making rooms. The baking competition is heating up. Looks like they already are starting to ice their cakes. I believe she's working quite hard over there. We'll have to see. Can we take a look and we'll walk down the aisle a little bit and see some more icing of the cakes. Ooh, that one looks very nice as well. I just want to eat the icing so bad. And then we'll keep going a little bit further. It looks like we have some pears that somebody already started to cut up, and they're making cookies. The baking competition is tough because they have to do quite a few things. Like I said, they have to make their cake look gorgeous. They have to make cookies, and they have to choose between creating an apple or a pear dish. Let's go down the way a little bit further and see if we can talk to somebody else. I don't want to get any of the students' ways, but maybe we can talk to a previous student. Oh, look, we have one right here to tell us a little bit more. What do you think so far? What does the competition look like?
I can definitely tell there's some nerves in the room, but I think once everyone gets going and has an idea of what they want to do, nerves will break down a little bit. So we have some people that have their plans, and some are starting with their cakes. Some started with cookies, others started with pear. So as the day goes on, we'll see what they come up with.
Yeah, you never know. Now, so explain to me a little bit the pear dish and the apple dish. Okay. I'm not sure what exactly that is.
For the pear, they have to make a simple syrup, which is a combination of water and sugar, and you can add any flavoring you would like to it, and they have to poach the pear, which means you're going to put your pear into your syrup and cook it down until it's nice and soft instead of the hard pear that you would normally get from the store. Mm-hmm. The apples, they have to make a caramel sauce and caramelize the apples like you have a caramel apple. So you can do a whole apple, you can cut up the apple, whatever you have in your head, but as long as it's in a caramel sauce, you will get the points for it.
And when you competed, did you have to do all the things that they're doing today?
Yes.
So it stays pretty similar every single year?
Yeah, for the most part. It's pretty much the same.
Nice. Very fair that we have here. What do you think for you? What was the hardest thing that you had to do?
Probably time management. Before I actually got started, I took a look at how much time I had and tried to figure out how much time I would need for each item. So I broke up my time so I wouldn't get overwhelmed towards the end. I allowed myself a certain amount of time for each activity before I got started so I would have enough time to finish everything.